Why should people believe the resurrection? Intro. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're tackling one of history's most debated events, the resurrection of Jesus Christ. Whether you're a skeptic or a believer, I invite you to consider the evidence with me. The resurrection isn't just a religious claim, it's a well-documented historical event with eyewitness accounts, fulfilled prophecy, and the blood of martyrs backing it up. Let's dive into 7 compelling reasons many historians and scholars find this event credible. 1. Prophesied and fulfilled. The resurrection wasn't some last-minute plot twist. Jesus repeatedly foretold his death and resurrection, fulfilling both his own words and ancient prophecies. In Matthew 16:21, Jesus told his disciples he must go to Jerusalem and suffer many things, and be killed, and be raised the 3rd day. And centuries before, Psalm 16:10 prophesied, "For you will not leave my soul in Sheol, nor will you allow your Holy One to see corruption." These weren't vague predictions. They specifically outlined his death and resurrection on the 3rd day, exactly as it happened. 2. The empty tomb. Here's something fascinating. Even Jesus' enemies admitted the tomb was empty. In Matthew 28, we see the religious leaders bribing soldiers to spread a cover story, tell them his disciples came at night and stole him away while we slept. Think about it. They didn't claim his body was still there. Their cover story actually confirms the tomb was indeed empty, and if the disciples had stolen the body, why would they later die for what they knew was a lie? 3. Eyewitness testimonies. The risen Christ didn't appear to just 1 or 2 people who could have been hallucinating. He appeared to many individuals and groups over 40 days. 1 Corinthians 15 records, he was seen by Cephas, then by the 12. After that, he was seen by over 500 brethren at once. These weren't ghostly apparitions. Jesus invited Thomas to touch his wounds. He ate fish with the disciples. He had extended conversations. These were physical encounters with multiple witnesses, exactly the kind of testimony that would stand up in any court of law. 4. Radical transformation of the disciples. Before the resurrection, the disciples were terrified. They locked themselves away, fearing they'd be next to die. But something transformed these frightened men into bold preachers who stood before the very authorities who crucified Jesus. In Acts 4, when ordered to stop preaching, Peter and John declared, "Whether it is right in the sight of God to listen to you more than to God, you judge. For we cannot but speak the things which we have seen and heard." What explains this dramatic change? They claimed they had seen Jesus alive again, and they were willing to die for this testimony. 5. The martyrs never recanted. Most of Jesus' original followers suffered brutal deaths for proclaiming the resurrection, yet not a single one recanted. Peter was crucified upside down. James was executed by Herod. Thomas was reportedly speared in India. Paul was beheaded in Rome. People might die for something they believe is true but are mistaken about. But people don't die for what they know is a lie. These weren't people who heard about the resurrection secondhand. They claimed they personally saw, touched, and spoke with the risen Jesus, and they chose execution rather than deny it. 6. Birth and growth of the early church. The early church exploded first in Jerusalem, the very city where Jesus was crucified and buried. Acts 2:41 records, "Then those who gladly received his word were baptized, and that day about 3,000 souls were added to them." If the resurrection were a hoax, the authorities could have easily crushed this movement by producing Jesus' body. Yet within weeks, thousands were joining this new faith, right under the noses of hostile authorities who had every reason to stop it. 7. Continual life transformation. For over 2,000 years, millions have experienced life-changing encounters with the risen Christ, from ancient martyrs to modern-day believers across every culture and continent. As 1 Peter 1:3 says, we have a living hope through the resurrection of Jesus Christ from the dead. The resurrection continues to transform lives today, giving purpose, hope, and meaning to people from all backgrounds. Conclusion: the resurrection isn't based on blind faith. It's grounded in fulfilled prophecy, eyewitness accounts, an empty tomb, and the unwavering testimony of martyrs. Their willingness to die rather than deny what they had seen with their own eyes stands as one of the most powerful testimonies in history. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this helpful, please like and subscribe for more content exploring the intersection of faith, history, and evidence. Thanks for watching.